He was wounded from within, hunted from behind, and racing against time itself. With a shattered body filled by uncontrollable divine energy, Xiao Yan fled across the heavens while a demon saint pursued with the intent to erase him from existence. Between life and death, loyalty was tested, blood was sacrificed, and a single lightning strike would decide whether a hero fell or ascended. If you enjoy the way I make my videos, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really motivates me to keep creating. A thunderous roar suddenly tore through the vast heavens, deep and oppressive, as though the sky itself were cracking apart. In the next instant, a blinding streak of light flashed across the firmament, dazzling the eyes and numbing the senses. Like a meteor tearing through eternity, it shot across the sky and vanished at the distant horizon. The deafening explosion that followed caused countless experts along its path to look up in shock and disbelief. Not long after that radiant light swept past, a monstrous, sinister aura surged forth from behind, spreading across the heavens like a rolling tide of darkness. A streak of black light tore through the air, carrying with it a suffocating pressure that made hearts tremble. Numerous experts were so frightened that their faces turned pale. Even some powerful sects dared not cast so much as a curious glance. An expert of that level could annihilate an entire faction with a casual wave of the hand. A pursuit involving such beings was far beyond what they were qualified to witness. So persistent. The brilliant light continued to streak through the sky. Within it, the fleeing figure paused for a fleeting moment, brows furrowing as he sensed the overwhelming killing intent rapidly closing in from behind. That figure was none other than Xiao Yan, who had fled after clashing with Xianxia. What he had not expected, however, was that the latter would pursue him so relentlessly. From the ferocity of the aura behind him, it was clear that Xianxia had no intention of giving up. "Mr. Xiao Yan, there's still half a day's journey to reach the Gu realm," Yao Tian cried, anxiously struggling to shield himself from the violent wind pressure as he was carried along. "That fellow is catching up." Xiao Yan gave a slight nod, his expression grim. The energy of the Tier 9 mysterious pill was nothing short of terrifying. At this moment, the inside of his body was in utter chaos, ravaged by wild and violent energy to the point of misery. Even though Little Yi was doing everything it could to refine it, the results were still pitifully inadequate. Had it not been for his extraordinarily strong physique, his body would have already burst apart. Even so, this situation could not be sustained for long. If the pill's energy continued to wreak havoc within him, how could he possibly escape from Xianxia? "You two should leave first," Xiao Yan said after a brief silence, his voice low and steady. "My condition is worsening. If I keep carrying you, Xianxia will catch up sooner rather than later. If you leave now, at least one of you can survive. His target is me. He won't bother chasing you." "I'll follow you." Yao Tian and Yao Ling spoke almost simultaneously. They both understood that staying by Xiao Yan's side was the most dangerous choice. Yet neither of them was willing to abandon him, choosing instead to give the safest path to the other. "A touching scene," Xiao Yan said with a frown. "But there's no time to argue." Before they could react, Yao Ling suddenly struck Yao Tian's chest with her palm. A gentle but resolute force sent him flying away from Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan did not stop her. With a sweep of his sleeve, he sent Yao Tian hurtling even farther through the sky. A voice echoed in Yao Tian's ears. "Leave, now." Yao Tian barely managed to steady himself. His eyes were bloodshot as he watched Xiao Yan and Yao Ling vanish into the distance. He said nothing more. Turning around, he fled in another direction at full speed. "You're truly decisive," Yao Ling murmured softly. Xiao Yan wrapped an arm around Yao Ling's slender waist. Pink flames enveloped the two of them, and their speed suddenly skyrocketed. Yao Ling's cheeks flushed faintly as her delicate waist was held tightly. The cold frost that usually lingered on her face softened, if only slightly. She turned her head, gazing at the profile beside her. It was not a handsome face like her brother Yao Tian's, yet it made her eyes waver all the same. With her aloof and proud temperament, she had rarely admired anyone of the opposite sex. This man was the sole exception. Their time together had been brief, yet Xiao Yan's calm resolve, his casual composure, and his unwavering sense of responsibility had quietly taken root in her heart. A beauty admires a hero. No matter how cold she might be, Yao Ling was no exception to this timeless truth. Xiao Yan, however, had no attention to spare for the thoughts of the woman in his arms. Most of his focus was devoted to suppressing and refining the rampant energy raging within his body. all while maintaining their breakneck speed. Juggling so many demands at once was pushing him to his limits. So they've separated. Far behind them, Hun Sha's gloomy gaze swept over the two diverging figures. He let out a cold snort and continued his pursuit without hesitation. The fleeing members of the Yao clan were meaningless to him. Xiao Yan, on the other hand, possessed the Toshi ancient god jade, something the Hun clan had to obtain at all costs. "I'd like to see how long you can hold on." One fled, the other pursued, streaking across the heavens for several hours without pause. In that time, they crossed nearly half of the Central Plains. Though countless experts noticed the disturbance, none dared interfere in the face of Hun Sha's terrifying aura. All they could do was watch silently as the two streaks of light vanished into the distance. As time passed, Xiao Yan's condition deteriorated rapidly. Crystal-like energy accumulated endlessly within his meridians, clogging them one after another. Even with little Yi working at full capacity, new energy crystals continued to form without end. They swelled slowly, causing waves of pain to ripple through even Xiao Yan's unusually tough meridians. The might of a Tier 9 mysterious pill was truly horrifying. "Mr. Xiao Yan," Yao Ling whispered anxiously. Her dou qi was weak, but her spiritual strength was formidable. She could clearly sense Xiao Yan's soul power rapidly draining away, growing increasingly feeble. "If anything goes wrong later, I'll send you away," Xiao Yan said through clenched teeth, forcing himself to remain focused. His body was battered inside and out, and simply lasting until now was already a feat of will. Yao Ling bit her lower lip gently. Suddenly she extended her snow-white wrist toward him. "My constitution is somewhat special," she said softly. "My blood has the ability to nourish spiritual strength." Xiao Yan was stunned. He looked at her delicate yet resolute expression and saw no trace of deceit. "So that's it. No wonder it said she has a chance to reach the Dai state of spiritual strength." A realization flashed through his mind. Without wasting time, Xiao Yan lowered his head and bit into her wrist. His teeth pierced her skin, and bright red blood flowed into his mouth. The moment the blood entered Xiao Yan's body, shuddered violently. The faint sweetness transformed into a mysterious energy that surged straight toward the space between his brows. His exhausted spiritual strength was instantly enveloped in a gentle crimson glow, swelling with renewed vitality, far surpassing even his peak condition. What extraordinary blood! A flush crept onto Xiao Yan's face as his eyes lit up. He could feel his soul greedily devouring the energy. A sudden dangerous thought flashed through his mind. If I drain her blood completely, my spiritual strength might advance further. The thought vanished instantly. Xiao Yan glanced at Yao Ling's pale face and chastised himself fiercely for such a beastly impulse. He released her wrist, gently wiping away the blood at the corner of his mouth. "Thank you," he said hoarsely. Yao Ling shook her head, her brows knitting together as she looked behind them. "He's getting faster." Xiao Yan's expression darkened. The roaring wind behind them had grown heavier and closer. Hun Sha had clearly lost patience and activated some secret technique. "Hold on tight," Xiao Yan said coldly. "We're close to the Gu clan. Once we reach their territory, we'll be safe." His green-red wings flapped violently, and his figure shot forward like lightning tearing toward the horizon. "Brat, I won't give you the chance to hide in the Gu clan." Hun Sha roared, his face twisted with fury. His hand seals changed rapidly as monstrous black dou qi erupted, condensing into a gigantic bat thousands of feet in size. He spat out a mouthful of essence blood, which fused with the bat. With a single flap of its wings, it vanished with a sharp whoosh. "This is bad." Xiao Yan's heart sank the moment Hun Sha disappeared. He pulled Yao Ling close and dove downward. "She!" A streak of bloodlight tore through the space above his head, grazing past him by a hair's breadth. "Xiao Yan, where do you think you can run?" Space rippled violently as Hun Sha emerged, his eyes ferocious. He swung the blood blade in his hand, sending a massive slash tens of thousands of feet long, crashing down with earth-shattering force toward Xiao Yan and Yao Ling. The crimson blade filled Xiao Yan's vision. His face was deathly grim. His shoulder trembled as little Yi appeared, golden lightning coiling like a dragon around its arm. Just as Xiao Yan prepared to unleash the 9 mysterious golden lightning for a final stand, an elderly figure suddenly appeared before him. A cold, thunderous voice echoed across the heavens. "Daring to kill within the territory of my Gu clan? Hun Sha, you are truly far too arrogant." The figure that appeared before Xiao Yan was clad in flowing green robes. His hair was snow white, yet his complexion was fair and ruddy, a gentle smile hanging on his face. Paired with his tranquil bearing, he exuded an otherworldly aura, as though an immortal who had stepped out of the mortal realm. Holding back a little would be wise, Hun Sha, the green-robed old man, said with a faint smile, gazing calmly at the murderous aura that filled the skies. "You have chased him all the way here. This is already the territory of my Gu clan." From the ease in his tone, it was clear that he had long since sensed Xiao Yan being pursued. Gu Dao, one of the three immortals of the Gu clan. Hun Sha's expression darkened as he stared at the old man. A trace of solemnity surfaced in his eyes. He had not expected to encounter such a troublesome figure the moment he reached Gu clan territory. "My target is him. This matter has nothing to do with the Gu clan." Gu Dao merely shook his head, still smiling faintly. "That will not do. Xiao Yan may be considered half a member of my Gu clan. Naturally, I cannot hand him over to you. Hun Sha, you should withdraw. Fighting here will bring you no advantage." Xiao Yan was momentarily stunned. Half a member of the Gu clan. Since when had that happened? Sensing his confusion, Gu Dao turned his head and spoke calmly. "Little fellow, you took advantage of the opportunity to take Zun Er's maiden purity in the demonic flame realm. Surely you do not intend to deny it now." Xiao Yan's mouth fell open. Rare embarrassment flashed across his face before he quickly recovered. He clasped his hands and spoke gravely. "Elder, I came to the Gu clan this time to inform you of an urgent matter. The Yao clan has already been exterminated by the Hun clan. The destruction of the Ling and Shu clans was also their doing." The smile on Gu Dao's face slowly faded. His gaze turned toward Hun Sha, his voice soft yet cold. "So, it truly was you." The news shook him deeply, yet disbelief did not arise. After those incidents, the Gu clan had already harbored suspicions, only lacking solid proof. What truly enraged him was that these people had dared to strike again. "What nonsense!" Hun Sha sneered coldly, making no attempt to deny it. "Relax, your Gu clan will sooner or later share their fate. I fear your appetite is not that large." Gu Dao replied, his brows knitting slightly as an icy chill seeped into his voice. "One's appetite is not proven by words." Hun Sha laughed harshly. The bat wings behind him flapped violently as space rippled. In a flash, he appeared before Gu Dao, his blood blade slashing out with a shrill screech. A razor-sharp crimson blade light swallowed Gu Dao whole. "Hun Sha, we have not crossed hands for hundreds of years," Gu Dao said, calmly unfazed. "It seems you have not improved much. If not for the numbers of your Hun clan's 4 demon saints, my Gu clan's 3 immortals would not fear you in the slightest." As he spoke, he clenched his hand. A massive green rod 100 feet long appeared. With a single swing, the energy of heaven and earth roared, transforming into countless ferocious rod shadows that collided head-on with the incoming blade light. Clang, clang, rod and blade crashed together. From this seemingly simple exchange erupted a terrifying storm of sharp energy. Space within tens of thousands of feet shook violently. Gale-force winds swept the plains, sand and stones flying as though the world itself were being torn apart. Xiao Yan quickly pulled Yaoling back, landing atop a distant mountain. He sat down at once, his expression grave. The energy of the Tier 9 mysterious pill had already filled his body to the brink. If he failed to refine it soon, his body would inevitably explode. A Tier 9 mysterious pill truly isn't something one can swallow at will. Xiao Yan laughed bitterly. Never before had a medicinal pill driven him into such a miserable state, nor had he ever suffered from too much energy. His hand seals shifted rapidly. Little Yi emerged from within his body, instantly transforming into a massive fire cauldron that enveloped him entirely. The purifying demonic lotus flame was unleashed without restraint, surging from all directions into Xiao Yan's body, relentlessly refining the crystal-like energy, clogging his meridians. With no enemy interfering, Xiao Yan could finally focus all his will on refinement. The results were immediate. The terrifying might of the purifying demonic lotus flame manifested once more. The energy crystals filling his veins rapidly melted into torrents of pure energy, surging wildly through his body. The previously sealed meridians gradually loosened. Swish, swish. Boundless, majestic energy circulated endlessly, finally condensing into powerful dou qi that flowed into Xiao Yan's limbs and bones. A sensation of overwhelming fullness surged within him. His Do Qi showed clear signs of steadily rising. The true effects of the Tier 9 mysterious pill were finally beginning to unfold. While Xiao Yan seized this precious moment to refine the pill's energy, the battle in the sky grew increasingly fierce. Gu Dao and Hun Sha were pinnacle experts of their respective clans, both 7-star Do Shengs. Their clash was naturally earth-shattering, yet determining a victor was no simple matter. Damn it! Of all people, I had to meet this old ghost. Hun Sha's brows were tightly furrowed. A massive blood blade rose skyward, only to collapse upon being lightly brushed by Gu Dao's green rod. This is Gu clan territory. A prolonged battle will draw the other two immortals. If that happens, even retreating intact will be impossible. I must end this quickly. Fierce light flashed in Hun Sha's eyes. His hand seals changed abruptly. The blood blade escaped his grasp, erupting with crimson radiance as it expanded to 10,000 feet. Suspended in the sky, it radiated a tangible evil aura that made souls tremble. Blood god tearing sky. The blood blade descended with a thunderous sonic boom. Space within 100,000 feet collapsed in its wake. Far below, a bottomless gash, tens of thousands of kilometers long, split the plains. Gu Dao's expression turned grave. His green rod expanded violently as he met the strike head-on. Boom! A wave of indescribable terror swept the heavens. The vast plains sank dozens of feet. Mountains crumbled into dust. Such was the destructive power of a clash between 7-star Dao Shengs. Swoosh! The blood blade recoiled, shrinking rapidly as it shot back toward Hun Sha, yet just before it reached him, his figure vanished. An afterimage. Gu Dao's pupils shrank. He turned sharply only to see Hun Sha appear in a flash atop the distant mountain where Xiao Yan sat. That devastating strike had merely been a feint. His true target had always been Xiao Yan. "Brat, I told you, you cannot escape." Hun Sha appeared like a spectre before Xiao Yan. His hand grasped downward, shattering the fire cauldron. Yet at that instant, Xiao Yan's tightly shut eyes snapped open. An aura far stronger than before erupted skyward. Dark clouds churned as faint thunder rumbled. 6-star Dosheng, you actually refined a Tier 9 mysterious pill. Hun Sha's expression changed drastically. Killing intent surged. Not only did he not retreat, his speed increased. Take this. Xiao Yan showed no fear. A cold laugh escaped his lips as golden dragon runes surfaced along his arm. The thunder in the clouds dimmed instantly, as though cowed by something ancient and terrifying. Something's wrong. Unease surged within Hun Sha's heart, but it was already too late. His palm smashed down viciously. Go. As the deathly palm filled his vision, Xiao Yan's arm trembled. The golden dragon rune erupted, transforming into a streak of golden lightning that shot forth faster than the eye could follow. The lightning pierced straight through Hun Sha's palm. His palm wind collapsed instantly. Bang! An irresistible force slammed into Hun Sha's body, sending him flying backward as blood sprayed wildly. This, Gu Dao rushing over, froze in shock. His eyes trembled as he stared at the golden lightning. Even his heart palpitated from the power it contained. Bastard! What is that thing? Hun Sha stabilized himself with difficulty, staring at the charred, bloody hole in his hand. His defenses had been utterly useless. Had that strike struck his head, even he would have suffered grievous injury. Swoosh! The sound of rushing wind suddenly echoed from afar. Reinforcements were arriving. Xiao Yan Hun Sha snarled unwillingly. "Remember this, I will make you repay tenfold." With a furious roar, his body turned into a streak of black light and vanished into the horizon. Xiao Yan watched him go, expression indifferent. Only then did he slowly lower his arm. At this moment, his arm no longer held even a trace of the 9 mysterious golden lightning's might. Even now, he could only barely control it.